if you don't mind. Is that okay? And I don't want you to be afraid or hesitate to speak in English. Nobody speak good English. Okay? We all are same. I do a lot of mistakes. And then you shouldn't feel shy, or you shouldn't feel shy, or you shouldn't have an inferiority to talk to me in English or question me in English. Okay? I will not allow any of you to ask me in Bahasa Indonesia. And today, translator is boycott. No translator. Okay? This is the strength of my new PhD degree. Okay, here's a request. Kindly, we have been with it for 3-4 hours. Morning, evening, afternoon, at night. But for a few hours, let us miss that particular thing and then be departed, be away from it. So kindly keep your handphone inside your bag. Okay? Thank you. Thank you much for introducing me. As he has introduced you, my name is Lemwang, Chuhwangling. And I come from the east of India. I don't look like Indian. Indians are like, or you only know Shahrukh Khan. So I'm not a Shahrukh Khan. I'm different Indians. So it's in the east of India. It's a border to Myanmar. So, and I've been in Georgia for 6 years.
Wow.
6 years, when I'm down. And I studied my S2 at UGM, 1,5 tahun. Selesai, terus lanjut di S3. By the grace of God, I finished in 4 years and 4 months. 4 tahun, 4 bulan. Yes, good. So today, I'm here. I will go back home soon. You may not see me again. We will meet somewhere else, in a better place maybe.
Great.
So this is what about me. I would like to present my 4 years of my research work with you all. I will try my best to speak in simple English. Of course, I don't know the hard English also. I will speak in a simple English so that we all understand. And if you don't understand, please write it down in your book. And after my presentation, you can question me. Or else, if you want to question, just raise your hand in between my presentation and then clarify me. Okay? Let us feel free. Yeah? I'm just here. I'm just, like you all, and you all are like me. Just because I sit here, it doesn't mean don't feel something very different, higher level than you. Okay? Let's be friendly, teman-teman. Okay? Temanku, temanku, or whoever. My presentation is on charisma and new religious movement and cultural revival among the Konyak. And this movement, new religious movement, is under the leadership of female, Wanita. It's it's in the history of my people, Nagaland, as one province, like Yogyakarta. And inside this, there is a tribe, maybe like Javanese or this. So my tribe is Konyak, in the Konyak tribe. So this woman is is the first lady who comes up with this kind of new religious movement. And I entitled my title in this way: Charisma. You all know what is charisma, right? Charisma is something that we feel the presence of the gift of God that we cannot understand sometimes what they do. And then what we know, then people who manifest charisma know what charisma is. But for us, we know what? You know what we know? We know only how to complain them. We complain, criticize them. Hey, what is charisma? Hey, you are wrong. And that is false. It is your interest. And this is salah. So we only know how to complain. But we do not know how to experience that. So I'm talking about people, the one who have experienced that charisma. and then how people, church in the larger community have responded to her. Okay? This is India, where Shahrukh Khan lives. Okay? And whereas I live in the east of India, in the corner, the Nagaland. I live in the very east of eastern part of India, and the border is Myanmar. Okay? And Indonesia is in the down. And in Nagaland, the map, I live in the north. It's called Mon. Okay? So my research work is on Mon, the aroma, the last one. I'm so sorry, I don't know why, it's not showing here. So this is the research about it. And the background is, I try to examine that how this religious movement, through the manifestation of charisma under a female woman called Yahoi, becomes possible, which she claims to start from 1972 until 2004 is hidingly, she was afraid. Because if she says that God spoke to me like this, it is very new for the existing church members. That's why she was afraid that she did not want to say that. But later on, it became, people experiences healing takes place when she prays, and miracle takes place. So people started coming, and then it grew, to wider, and more people follow her. So from 2004 until 2017, it was kind of openly kind of ministries, missions, and propagation, talking, sharing the word of God to the people. And we see that the problem of this charisma is that it gives an impact in the social and religion and cultural change in this. There is a problem in this kind of charisma in the society that also affects social change, religious change, and cultural change. And this kind of charisma also leads to forming new religion. Okay? And it also, as I said, it also helps to reviving culture. Sometimes, in my case, it focuses on reviving culture. In other cases, maybe it focuses on empowering women, like the recently in Chuhwangling women organization conference, it supports it, kind of like that. Several results comes out. And challenges, formation of new religious movement through this charismatic is a very big challenge for the existing religious groups. I see the problem in my research is the way people understand charisma, the way people see charisma. How the people see is, we see that maybe in the Quran or in the Hadith or even in the Bible or in the Old Testament, New Testament, or Bhagavad Gita or a Buddhist text scripture, we see that according to this, charisma is the power of God that a person manifests. But general concept of charisma is that this charisma belongs only to man. Okay? The strength of charisma, the power of charisma is equalized to the strength of man, macho man. Women are not fit to have this. Okay? That is the traditional understanding of charisma. So that has become a problem in the society. If a woman like this comes up with manifestations of charisma and started leading the religious movement. Okay? So this is the problem. So we have, as a student, a modern, new generation student, we have to see how to fragment the traditional way of understanding things. Religion, charisma, or a gift of God, or leadership, or whatever it may be. But do not fight that, no, do not analyze in terms of fighting or reacting, but try to analyze and retrospect as sharing perspective. Okay? If women fight saying, no, women also can possible, the man in charisma. It is you man, who is it? If you do that, it's only provocating. It's only you're challenging. If men says, no, only men is capable, women are not capable, therefore women should not have charisma, then men are challenging women. So we should get rid of this kind of challenges behavior. But what we need to do is presentation. Presentation of what we think. I think women are also possible. How do you prove? Look at that woman, look at that person, look at the female leadership. So according to this, I think it is equal. Therefore, my conclusion of charisma is genderless. It is not for about men alone. It is not for women alone. So anyone can receive, manifest the charisma, the power of the gift of God, to as a messenger to propagate to the common people. And so it also based on religious, cultural system. In my hometown, all the church leaders are male. A male, macho male. I'm the leader. And then if in that kind of church system, a woman coming out like this, where many people follow, is a threat. It's a fear. In our culture, women never lead the society. Women never lead the groups. And now this woman is coming and many people are following. It's a threat to us in our church system. So it becomes a threat. Therefore, they bring the new issues in order to legitimize their against. Saying that, oh, she is a cult worshipper, she is a demon possessor, demon spirit possessor, she is practicing antichrist or anti-God and anti-Bible, anti-scripture. That kind of legitimization comes. And then it's suppressed, subjugation, domination, captivated, no liberty. So this happens in this leadership. And I put my questions that, why? What are the impact of charisma? How does it impact in the society? And then what is the significance, indications of new religious movement? Why do we call this as a new religious movement? And the next is, why is it possible for this female charismatic to grow in a male-dominated society instead of suppressing? You know Paul Makin. How many of you know Paul Makin? Ada yang tahu? Ya, siapa tahu Paul Makin? Paul Makin? Yeah, you know, right? Oh my goodness. You are missing 10% of your life. Yes, if you don't know him. I always feel that having Paul Makin in Udin is one of the joyous moments for the Udin. Paul Makin, I see him as one of the upcoming, not upcoming, already one of the greatest scholars among the Muslim scholars. So I used Paul Makin's theory. Paul Makin's recently published last year a book on prophethood in Indonesia. It's a very good book. You should read. You must read. And then try to explore it. So I use his theory saying that, charisma is formed by a people like prophet, prophetess. And then they believe that it is a revelation from God. It is a manifestation from God, the power of the gift. So that these people send out the message to the common people. So that is what Paul Makin tried to explain about charisma in his book. And the next is Susan Shaw. Susan Shaw. She claims, her theory is that God speaks to us too. That means God does not speak only to men alone. God speaks to us women too. So that is her theory. So I adopted her theory. And then she brought up that from the perspective of Baptist Christians, saying that actually the meaning of Baptist means liberation. freedom. Therefore, every human being has freedom and liberty to access to the gift of God. That is a theory. I apply that. And these are my hypotheses. Let's not go. Methodology, I use the ethnographic, participant observation, literature review, qualitative research, and interview, which is seen in the picture, which I go and, I go home every year. Every year in Upper Town, I go home every year to do this research. And then come back and write, come back and write. So these are the methods. So my analysis is, as I've said, that in this research, in this women leadership, they use Christianity as one of the strong points to convince the followers. Her charisma, in her charismatic leadership, she uses Christianity as a religious identity. Because if she just comes up like, okay, I received charisma, and then God says like this, like this, like this, and then she has no religious identity, then people may have fear, right? Ini apa? Ini agama apa? Ya, agama identity apa? Ini sendiri apa? Takut, tapi mau ikut, takut ikut. Kind of. So in order not to have that, this woman, charisma, using Christianity as identity. So they proclaim is that this charisma is within the Christianity. Okay? So they use that Christianity as a very strong power, religious identity to make charisma more meaningful to the people. The next is culture. Suppose, how many of you are aware of Indonesian culture? How many person from 1 to 10? How many of you are aware of how many persons Indonesian culture? How many of you know? 10%? Raise your hand.
Kultur Indonesia, ada yang merasa tahu, ada yang merasa mewakili kultur Indonesia.
From 10%. How many of you? 10%? Anyone knows? Nobody. You're zero. You're 10. 9%?
9.
Nobody.
9%.
9%? Yeah? Nobody? Another double zero. Fail. Okay, 11%? Okay, I will go down to the lower percent. 5%. How many of you know Indonesian culture? The entire Indonesian culture. How many of you have knowledge?
Ada yang merasa tahu kira-kira 5% saja dari kultur Indonesia. Ada yang merasa tahu?
Ada?
1%.
Jawa, entah Madura, entah Sunda, ada yang merasa tahu? Ya.
Kan? Okay. 000. Okay, 1%.
1% dari kultur.
1%?
Gak ada. Ada nggak merasa tahu kultur Indonesia itu kayak apa? Kenapa? Pura-pura tahu.
Ya ampun. Okay. Yes, culture. You know,
Dasarnya tuh.
the charisma. When Christianity came to my hometown in 1950, American Baptist missionaries, they came with brown hair and white skin and good dress. But whereas we were, people were wearing only tie hair, no clothes. Women, men didn't have clothes. Of course, we have a cloth to cover our private parts. We have that kind of culture. So American Baptists came and said, no, you shouldn't live like this. You should cover your body, and along with that, you should believe in this religion. This religion is true religion. So they brought about this Christianity. And then they say that whatever we practice, like keeping long hair, and chewing tobacco, and hunting, or practicing some rituals, and doing performance dances, and other cultural attires for American Baptist missionaries, these are sin. These are sin. You are having a demon culture. Therefore, throw away. Receive the good life and accept the new life and a very peaceful life. So throw away all these things. These are all demon, evil worshipping. So our people with the fear that, oh, we want to have a good life, we throw away all these things. We destroy. We dig the ground and we bury everything. And then we lose almost all our culture. Already 50 years. And today, this woman is saying that God is telling me to revive the culture. So she tells to the people that to revive the culture. So, keeping long hair, men by men, okay? Before mustache, men used to keep, and a long hair, that shows the power in the man. So she says that God tells men to keep long hair and a long mustache, and also kingship. You know king? How many of you know king? King. Tahu king?
Raja.
Raise your hand.
Tahu king?
Siapa tahu raja?
Raja.
Raja.
Tahu raja kan?
Tahu?
Iya.
Kamu tahu ya? Kamu tak tahu sultan?
Nah.
Iya, sultannya raja. Yeah, we had the king system. So, king system become meaningless because Christianity become more powerful. So this woman is saying that no, God says king system was the culture that builds the good society, and queen also. So we need to rebuild it. And then she started, telling to the people. She started encouraging the villagers to build the kingship and queenship. And there are certain things like small things, eating on the leaves, and crafting, things which we don't practice after Christianity. She tells the people that, yeah, God tells us to practice all this, preserve and revive all this culture. And then people do it. You know why? If she tells just without having any that power and said, hey, do this, do that, people will not believe it. Right? People will not believe it. But people believe it because she informed them that this is from God. And people want a blessing from God. So, taking that charisma, using culture, charisma became powerful. To be able to accept the reviving culture by the people. So charisma used the culture is another approach. And next is charisma and gender. I've talked to you before. This is one of the first, not one of the, this is the first female charismatic leadership forming a new religious movement, and with the followers is the first phenomenon in my province. Of course, before, yes, women have, spiritual vision, prophecy, yes, pray for some people, heal, there are many. But not like this woman who has followers, who has churches, who has fellowship, prayer centers, who has different village. So this is the first woman in the history of our people that who comes up with it, and it's a female among the male society. So, general concept of charisma, as I said before, is belongs to male. Charisma belongs to pastor, male. Oh, that leader belongs to pastor, male. God is male. Therefore, the power of God can be received only by male, not women. That's the concept in the scripture, culture, teaching. So we are brainwashed. And in order to justify that, if female leadership comes, then there is an opposition against separation. Protest. Wanita, gabis, protest. So this comes. So, and then men are capable. Men are strong, men are capable of charisma, women are incapable of charisma. That kind of division comes. And the next is, as I said, it is influenced by the culture. and also religious texts. The way people interpret that. So in the text, religious text, it says man, man, man. So they try to legitimize in order to pressure, captivate the women. Which we would have been very careful in trying to impose that into the contextual society. The next is, it leads to discrimination, subjugation, rejection, manipulation of female charismatic leadership. And because of all these things, there is no female ordained priest in my hometown. In the church, no female priest. No ordination chance to women because of all these things. And I see that according to many scholars, there is nothing such as new religious movement. What we think new religious movement is only a renovation or a creativity of the old religion. That is what the scholars claim. I also try to agree to that. But in this religious movement also, yes, in one way, it's just only upgrading, adding creativity. Using the same Bible, using the same religious text, they use it, they pray to Jesus, it's the same. But I try to find out why I should call as a new religious movement. So some of the things are this one. They use water, ritual practice. For them, they must respect the water because they want to build a peace and a good relationship with the owner of water, the sea, ocean. Why? Because water is one of the basic human resources for the survival of human beings. Without water, see, you're having water now also. You can later, if you don't drink water for 2-3 hours, having known this, the water is an important resource, basic needs of human being for human subsistence. They want to have a good relationship with water. So they put the water like this, and then they pray also. And the next is fire. They believe that fire is the most powerful weapon and the power from God, that nobody can defeat fire. So when they go for journey, when they go for studying prayer, or when they have a festival to success and to achieve, they burn the fire, saying that if there's any obstacle, then this fire burn it off, and then achieve their goals and objectives. That's their way they believe in conviction. So they burn the fire as well. Next is, this is small house is called Wumchong. For them is, to have these blessings and powerful in the family, they should first have a small mausoleum in each family, which is a new tradition in our town. So they have this mausoleum as well. Next is feast. They have feast. Suppose you are healed. Our sister is healed, who is holding her nose. If she is healed, they give a feast, feasting celebration as a thanksgiving. And next is keeping long hair and a mustache. Okay? So in this research, I conclude that the charisma has led to formation of community, division as well as unity, and on the other hand, it brings to the knowledge of gender justice. How? By indicating that women are also capable of manifesting the Spirit of God, the gift of God. It is not only men. Therefore, charisma definition by and large is that it's genderless. Okay? So this is my definition of charisma. It's a genderless. Different from the traditional understanding of charisma that only men are capable of it. The next is, it is beyond our human comprehension. We cannot question that. My examiner asked me, Lemwang, what do you mean by charisma? Explain to me. In my graduation. Well, charisma is that we cannot understand. We find hard to understand, but only the person who manifests and the one who gives only understand. Now, we understand it only when the person implements that into practice, daily activities. And then charisma cannot be obtained by charisma cannot be obtained through practice. No. It cannot be obtained through training. No. It cannot be obtained only to a doctorate man, Mr. Lemwang. No. It cannot be obtained only to a doctorate, mass. No. Or it cannot be, all these students are still sublime qualified, so you cannot obtain charisma. No, it's not like that. So charisma can be manifested by anyone, regardless of caste, religion, or elder, younger, poor, rich, anyone. So charisma is not something that we can understand. It is incomprehensive gift of God, and that is genderless gift of God. The next is the way we understand religion is also affect this kind of women leadership. In our context, religion means only Baptist Christianity is the true religion. Other religions are all false. Traditional way of defining religion. Therefore, if a woman like this comes up, then for them it is out of Baptist Christianity, which means out of religion. So it is anti-religion. So the way we understand religion, define religion, is also give a very negative impact on these kinds of female leadership. There we have to broaden our way of understanding religion, that religion is not only about Christianity, it's not only about Buddhism, it's not only about Islam, it's not only about Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism. It is also about indigenous religions also. So we have to respect them. We have to understand religion in that way. And the next is you're using God's authority to interpret the charisma to the people. It's very powerful. If you just interpret this is charisma, people won't be convinced. But using the name of God makes it more perfect. And then in this, many times we feel that to a women leadership, to form a women leadership, only women support. Men are always against. No. There are also men who support women leadership. And there are also women who are against women leadership. We have to know that. So in this case, I find it out that there are both women and men who support this women's emergence of sustenance of the growth of charismatic leadership. And one of the core issues of this is cultural and traditional system of power, leadership, policy making is the initial problem that started creating against this female leadership. Because they say that a female child cannot get the first opportunity in the family. Only the male child can get the first opportunity. That kind of cultural system, policy making, was already embedded among our people. So this also becomes the challenges against this leadership. So this is my presentation to you. Bong Mai Poi means in my language, my local dialect. Thank you. Thank you so much.